You think you can just walk in here and lie about owning half this company? The millionaire snapped, laughing, until the room went silent and the board members slowly stood. The laughter hit the walls before it hit her. Loud, sharp, cruel. You think you can just walk in here and lie about owning half this company? The words came from the mouth of a man who had never been told no. A man wrapped in wealth-like armor. His smile was wide, careless, certain. The room followed him. Smirks, shifting feet. Eyes that slid away from the girl standing alone at the center of the boardroom. She was 16, black, still wearing her school blazer because she had come straight from class. Her hands rested calmly at her sides, fingers steady, shoulders relaxed. No flinch, no tears, no raised voice, only silence. Around her, glass walls reflected a skyline built on power and money. The air smelled of polished wood and expensive cologne. Leather chairs circled a table long enough to separate people who believed they mattered from those they believed did not. The man mocking her was a self-made millionaire, loud about it, proud of it. He leaned back in his chair as if the room belonged to him, as if everyone inside was an audience meant to enjoy the show. A child claiming to be an heiress, he said again, shaking his head. No one defended her, no one corrected him. The injustice sat heavy. Thick enough to taste? She met his eyes. Calm, deep, unafraid. And that was when everything began to change. Her name was Amara Hale. She did not look like what they expected power to look like. She was slender, quiet, dressed simply. Her shoes were scuffed from daily walks. Her hair was neatly braided by her aunt that morning, fingers still smelling faintly of coconut oil. There was no jewelry, no designer bag, no sign of wealth clinging to her skin. Only her posture betrayed something deeper. She stood the way people stand when they have learned early how to survive storms, still, balanced, ready. Amara had been invited to the meeting because she had requested it. The email had been short, polite, confident. She stated that she was the legal heir to a controlling share of Hale Industries and wished to attend the quarterly board review. The request had been forwarded, laughed at, nearly deleted. The policy required review. And so, out of boredom, more than belief, they'd allowed her in. Now she stood there, while her name became a joke. Inside her chest, her heart beat steady, not fast. She had learned long ago that panic helped no one. Her grandmother had taught her that breathe first, speak later, let truth arrive on its own time. The millionaire across from her did not know her grandmother. He did not know her father, and he did not know the weight of the silence she carried. Amara's story did not begin in that boardroom. It began years earlier in a small house that smelled of old books, fresh bread, and rain-soaked earth. Her father, Daniel Hale, was not loud. He was not flashy. He built things slowly, thoughtfully. He believed money was a tool, not a crown. He founded Hale Industries. He did it to fix problems others ignored. Clean energy systems, affordable infrastructure, long-term thinking in a short-term world. Daniel Hale was also a black man who knew how easily brilliance could be erased if it spoke too softly. Amara remembered sitting at the kitchen table as a child, feet swinging, watching her father read contracts with a pencil tucked behind his ear. She remembered the hum of the refrigerator, the warmth of evening light on his hands. He always explained things to her, even when she was too young to fully understand. Ownership is responsibility, he once told her. Power only matters if it protects someone else. When Amara was 12, everything shattered. An accident. Sudden. Final. The kind of phone call that leaves the world, ringing long after the line goes dead. Her father was gone. Her mother had passed years before. In a single season, Amara became an orphan with a last name few recognized and a legacy many wanted. The grief was heavy, pressing into her chest like a second heartbeat. Nights were the hardest, the house too quiet, the air too still. She slept holding one of her father's old notebooks, the pages filled with careful handwriting and dreams half-built. What most people never knew was that Daniel Hale had planned for her future. With precision, trusts, safeguards, legal walls thick enough to withstand greed. He had known the world would test his daughter, and he had prepared her to stand. Back in the boardroom, the tension grew sharper with every breath. The millionaire leaned forward now, enjoying himself. He spoke of experience, of years earned, of reality. He spoke as if truth belonged only to those who could afford it. Amara listened. She always listened. She noticed the way one board member avoided her gaze, the way another tapped a pen too fast, the way the legal counsel at the far end of the table kept glancing at a sealed folder resting near his elbow. That folder had arrived that morning by private courier. Inside it were documents that had not seen daylight in years. Amara knew what was in it. She had memorized every page. Still, she said nothing. Her silence unsettled them more than shouting ever could. Outside the glass walls, assistants paused in their steps. Whispers traveled, phones stilled. Something about the room felt different now, heavy, expectant. The millionaire scoffed again, louder this time, as if volume could erase doubt. He gestured toward security, toward the door, toward the idea that she did not belong. Belonging, Amara knew, was not something given. It was something proven. She shifted her weight slightly. A small movement. Almost nothing but the room felt it. Minutes passed. Or maybe seconds. Time blurred under the pressure. Finally, the board chair cleared his throat. His voice lacked confidence. Procedure demanded verification, he said. Formalities, legal clarity. The sealed folder was opened. Paper whispered against paper. The sound cut through the room like a blade. As pages turned, expressions changed. Brows furrowed, smiles faded. Backs straightened. The legal counsel's hands trembled just enough to notice. Ownership percentages, trust activation clauses, dates, signatures, witnesses, everything. A line the room began to understand. Amara watched it happen from the inside out. She felt the shift like a tide pulling back before a wave. She did not smile. She did not gloat. She simply waited. The millionaire leaned back, still smirking, until the color drained from his face. His eyes darted from one board member to another, searching for reassurance and finding none. The board chair stood. Then another member stood. Then another chair slid back softly. One by one, until the entire board was on its feet. Silence fell. Complete and absolute. Amara remained standing, exactly as she had been all along. The board chair spoke her name with care now. With respect, he confirmed what the documents declared. Amara Hale was not claiming power. She already held it. Majority. Stake. Full voting rights. Immediate authority. The millionaire's mouth opened, closed, his hands clenched on the table that no longer belonged to him. In that moment, his wealth meant nothing. One of the board members spoke quietly. It's a line that would echo far beyond that room. True power does not announce itself. It waits to be recognized. Another followed, voice steady, almost reverent. Respect is not demanded. It is revealed. Amara finally spoke then. Her voice was calm, clear, and unshaken. She did not raise it. She did not sharpen it. She said she was there to honor her father's work, to protect the people the company served, to ensure the future was built with care, not ego, no anger, no accusation, only truth. The millionaire could not meet her eyes. Around the table, heads bowed slightly, not in submission, but in acknowledgement. They had witnessed something rare, dignity under fire, strength without noise. Outside the room, word spread fast. By the time the meeting ended, the building felt different, quieter, straighter, as if the walls themselves had adjusted to a new gravity. Later, Samara walked out into the sunlight. The city hummed around her. Cars passed. People laughed. Life continued, unaware of the quiet shift that had just occurred. She paused on the steps, breathing in air that smelled of rain and concrete and possibility. She thought of her father. of the kitchen table, the pencil behind his ear she had. Done exactly what he taught her to do. Stand, listen, let truth speak. The millionaire watched from a distance. Smaller now, his certainty stripped away. Power had never left him. It had simply chosen someone else. Amara adjusted her blazer and stepped forward. Not as a girl pretending to belong, but as a leader who always had. Stories like this matter because they remind the world of something easily forgotten. Silence can be strength, dignity can be armor, and truth, no matter how quiet, has a way of standing tall when the moment arrives. If this story moved you, share where you were watching from and what moment stayed with you most. Subscribe for more stories that honor quiet strength, unseen courage, and the power of standing firm when the world doubts you.